foods that boost fertility. So fertility is the state of being fertile and capable of producing offspring. This is related to both men and women, and it is sensitive. It is a sensitive topic for both men and women. Now, issues tend to rise when men are diagnosed with low sperm count and women with infertility, sometimes causing a lot of raving in families and issues that last generations. However, there are some foods that help boost fertility rate in both men and women, and today we're about to find out more with our regular BFS nutritionist, Fozia Baidu, a nutritionist at the Meridian Clinic in Tema. Good morning, Fozia.
Good morning, Val. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How's your night? Did you have
okay.
Did you have 6 hours of sleep like you said you advised the other time?
Not today.
So how would you make up for it?
I would have a nap within the day.
Yeah. How many minutes? 1 hour, 30 minutes, which is perfect.
30 minutes. Yeah. If I get an hour, it's fine.
Okay, dogs. All right. And so when we say fertility, in a broader term, what do we mean? What's fertility?
Okay.
What do we mean when someone is fertile?
In layman's term, fertility goes for both men and women. So being able to reproduce or procreate without medical assistance, that means that you are fertile. Okay. Now in Ghana here, 15% of men are infertile as compared to 11% of women. Yes, 15%. So that's a concern for all of us.
Wow.
For men, if you have a poor chance of getting your female partner pregnant, then it means you are infertile. And for women, if you are unable to conceive, then you are also infertile. Now, there are things to look out for, signs and symptoms of infertility in men.
Okay.
Number one, if you experience a low libido, or what we call the sexual drive. Okay. So most men who are infertile tend to have a lower sexual drive or libido.
In this case, you mean when they see their partners, they don't get aroused enough?
Yes, they don't get
What
aroused.
would cause a man to have low libido?
So like I said, there are so many things. Infertility, having a low libido does not automatically mean that you are infertile. But for men who are infertile, they face low libido most of the times. Okay. Aside from the low libido, they also experience what we call erectile dysfunction. For a man, you should be able to, when you see your partner, you get aroused and you are having sex and all that, you should be able to maintain an erection. An erection usually lasts from few minutes to roughly half an hour.
Okay.
But for men who are infertile, they are not able to sustain an erection for long.
Okay, Fozia, so how long would it take a man to get aroused when they see their partner?
So,
how long does it take? You said the erection lasts
from few minutes to roughly half an hour.
Okay, so how long does it take for them the erection to?
So the whole idea with sex begins with the mind.
Okay.
Because it's the brain. You see a woman, you get attracted to the woman, signals or impulses are being sent to the brain. Then there's blood flow to the penis.
All right.
You get it? And then the whole activity, if the woman consents, then sex takes place. And then there's what you call ejaculation, which will lead to, if the man ejaculates or releases into the woman, then pregnancy or conception begins from there. So we have 1, the low libido.
Okay.
2, we have the erectile dysfunction. And then 3, we have the sperm count. Now the sperm count is assessed in the clinical setting. So you visit your urologist for the men.
Okay.
And then we do a test, what we call the semen analysis. So with the semen analysis, we check out for the quantity of the sperm. For a fertile man, for every semen or seminal volume that is released, you have not less than 15 million sperms per milliliter.
Wow.
So if we do the semen analysis and we find out that your sperm cells are less than 15 million cells per milliliter, then there's a problem.
That means there's a problem.
We also check out for what we call the motility. So sperms are supposed to be able to swim to meet an egg. If there's an egg which is released in the fallopian tubes through to the ovaries. It should be able to swim to meet that egg. Not all the sperms will be able to fertilize the egg. It's just one sperm which is able to make it. Now, if you have less than 40% of your sperms not being able to move, then there's a problem. We also check out for the shape of the sperm. A healthy sperm or a normal sperm should have some characteristics. So it has an oval head, with the neck, and then it has a tail, a long tail. So the tail shouldn't be curved. If we can show some images on the screen.
Yes, some of the images will be coming up soon.
So you have
looks like a tadpole.
The sperms here, like a tadpole. You have some of them having a round head, or the head is curved or is flat. It's not supposed to be so. It has to be oval. The neck also shouldn't be too thin. You have some sperms having thin necks or too huge necks. It means there's an improper shape of the neck, which is not supposed to be so. And the tail should be long. So just like the way a tadpole moves, that's how your sperm cells are supposed to look like. So we check out for the sperm volume, which is the sperm count. We also check for the motility or the movement of the sperm cells. And then we also look out for the shape, or what we call we look out for the shape of the sperm.
How about in women? Is there a way to tell, does the egg change shape? How do you tell in women, like if a woman's egg isn't able to receive the sperm, start the right
if you are unable or you're having difficulty conceiving after 12 months, then there's a concern. You should be able to visit your specialist, or what we call the gynecologist. So for the woman, you visit your gynecologist. For the man, you visit or you go and see your urologist. And then from your interactions, he could require for you to do some labs, or for them to assess where the problem is coming from.
So if, assuming you've gone to, being a man or a woman, you've gone to the clinic, you know that you have a problem, you're infertile. What's the first thing you should do when it comes to dieting? Like, what's the first thing you do when that news is hit with you?
So you need to look out for your diet. Make sure you are eating the right foods that will boost your fertility. So we have some nutrients. It's the nutrients in those foods that we eat that help to boost our fertility. So for men, one key nutrient is zinc. Zinc increases your sperm volume, and it also increases the movement of the sperm cells as well as the sperm count. Examples of food which contain zinc, you have your oysters. So oysters are an excellent source of zinc.
Oysters, the local name for oysters?
I think we call it adode.
Adode.
Yes, so
what's oyster called in your language? Adode.
We have lean beef, not the fatty beef. So we have the lean cut of the beef. That is the one without fats or visible fats around the beef. We also have eggs. We have nuts, so almond nuts, walnuts, hazelnuts. We also have pumpkin seeds. So all these foods are rich sources of zinc. The next nutrient you also need to make sure you are consuming adequate amounts of is vitamin B12.
And does the zinc, does it just go for men or for both sexes at this point?
It goes for both women. So for women, when you are zinc deficient, it disrupts your menstrual cycle. So you have irregular menses. For a woman, you are supposed to have your menses between 4 to 7 days. So anything less than 4 days, it's not right. Some also flow for more than 7 days. It's also not good. Some too do not experience their menses every month. So they have their menses this month. The next month or the next 2 months, they do not have their flow. So zinc helps to maintain a normal menstrual cycle.
So Fauzia, for instance, the foods that you've mentioned so far, In what quantity should we consume them? As many times as you can say. If you're chucking in eggs, boiled eggs, like, in
The
what
whole
quantity
idea is
as
not
many
to consume one particular food, but to eat a variety. So if you are eating a balanced diet, you are eating food from all the food groups. So you are eating your carbohydrates, eating your protein, eating your fats, you are getting your vitamins and minerals. So you are not supposed to be consuming them in excess. An egg a day is fine. So for those who can't afford the oysters, you can go in for the egg. Just one egg a day is fine.
Okay, so zinc, lean meats.
You have oysters, lean meats, you have your almonds, your walnuts, your hazelnuts, then you have your beef, the lean cut of the beef,
Right.
then your eggs, then the pumpkin seeds. Then we have vitamin B12. Vitamin B12, it also increases your sperm, enhances the movement of the sperm cells, and also reduce DNA damage. Okay, so examples of food, we have organ meats. Organ meats are the offals. So you have the intestines or the liver or the kidneys. In this case, you have the liver. That is the beef liver. It's an excellent source of vitamin B12.
It's on my screen now.
Yes.
Looks
so
healthy.
You can have this and then you are good to go. You can also have your red meat, still the lean meat. So it could be from the beef, it could be from mutton, or it could be chivon. It's fine.
Okay, how about liver shakes? I've seen guys on the internet who say if you want to have thicker sperms and more sperms, just buy the liver, blend it and drink it. Is that advisable?
I wouldn't advise on that because of food contamination and all that. It's best to cook the foods thoroughly and eat them. That is okay.
Okay, I thought maybe they wanted it real quick.
No. Then we have nutritional yeast. So for those who are vegans, they can also have their nutritional yeast. The nutritional yeast in its natural form doesn't contain vitamin B12, but it's fortified so that they can also get their vitamin B12 or meet their vitamin B12 RDI for the day.
Okay. Right. Did you have more to say?
Yes, then we have yogurt. So yogurt, cheese, milk, all those are rich sources of vitamin B12. Then we have vitamin C. It also increases your sperm count and then the movement of your sperm cells.
Okay. Because we are hard pressed for time, how about foods that we should avoid?
We need to stay away from foods that are high in trans fats. So the junk foods, basically the junk foods, you are supposed to stay away from them. The burgers, the fries and all that, they are high in trans fat. You're also supposed to consume less drinks, the soft drinks, because if you can avoid them, the better. But if you can't, just a little amount of soft drink is fine. Then if you can avoid alcohol, it's also very good. So little or no alcohol. Then quit smoking and also make sure that you are having adequate sleep and then exercising regularly.
Right.
You can't underestimate the importance of exercise. So making sure you are eating a balanced diet, you are exercising regularly, you are not stressed, you are having enough sleep, you are quitting smoking or alcohol abuse, and then, you are good to go.
Okay, pause here. In recent times, and due to work and the pressures of new lifestyles and all of that, we tend to be consuming a lot of junk foods. Let's go over foods that we eat that can increase our fertility again for both men and then women.
Yeah, so you have your beans. Beans are very good. So you can enjoy your wache with some leaves, vegetable leaves, with your egg. It's okay. Or you can have
two eggs.
Yes, not 2 eggs, just 1 egg is okay. Or you can have your kenke with okra soup, put in some ademe or boko boko, and enjoy it with your adodi or oysters.
Okay.
Or you can have your fufu with your palm nut soup and have it with your beef. It's okay. So you still make sure the goal is to eat a balanced diet, because we don't have one superfood that has all the nutrients. So you have to eat a variety of foods to make sure that you are getting all these nutrients the body needs to be able to make you more fertile.
Okay. So quickly, how about exercising?
30 minutes of exercise every day. It can be a light exercise, maybe going for a jog or brisk walking. For those who can swim, the better. For those who want to go to the gym to work out, to fine. But you do not have to stress yourself so much. Do what you can. So if it's going for jogs, it's okay.
Right.
If it's skipping, it's fine. If it's riding a bicycle, it's fine. But make sure that there's movement at all times.
Okay, so we just got a message in from the head of IT, Mr. Boatin, and he's asking that, do men that have big stomachs or big tummies, does it affect?
Yes, it does.
It does?
It does.
Wow.
Because they are obese. And last week, remember, we spoke about
Mr. Naglate, good morning.
Overweight and obesity. So for men, if your waist circumference is above 0.9, then you are in trouble.
If your waist circumference is above 0.9, you're in trouble. Gentlemen, men, Mr. Naglate, Mr. Boating, I hope everybody is listening. If you have a big tummy, don't say you're living in a trasaco, you know. No, guys, it's a sign of infertility. Be safe out there. Okay, Fozia, run us through how to find you again on social media, and if people want to connect with you and find out more.
So you can reach out to me on Instagram. I'm Fozia Abdurrahman on Instagram. On Facebook, Fozia Beidu. On WhatsApp, my number is 0243556844. So you can get in touch with me on all these platforms.
Okay, thank you, Fozia. And Fozia has been talking to us about foods that boost fertility. And if you're a man and your waist circumference is above 0.9, you have a problem. You have to exercise 30 minutes a day. Good morning to all my friends out there. Okay, we're still live and alive. If you go on Facebook, you catch the drift. On WhatsApp is 05555610034. Still to come, we'll have the headlines where Kaf will be sitting down with the